is now the race leader. Alex Zanardi leads this race from Maurizio Gugelmin in second place. Scott Pruitt has moved up to third, and Alonso Jr., as a result of that bit of Penske pit strategy that we saw earlier on, has now moved up to fourth place. Jimmy Vasser has come out in fifth. We'll have to check that next time around as he comes across the line to see if he holds on to that fifth place or whether anybody else was able to get past him on his outlap from the pits. It looks as though he holds on to fifth, as Parker Johnston is in sixth and Paul Tracy is in seventh position.
Yeah, having fallen back a few places, he must have made a mistake, because on the same lap, ironically, as Jildafaran, they obviously didn't come together. There was quite a long way between those two cars, but on that very same lap, Paul Tracy lost a couple of positions, and those two guys both making mistakes again.
Yeah, it's disappointing to see that. There's Maurizio Gugelmin now in second position, and Alex Zanardi has now led the most laps in this race, so he'll get the extra point for that, whatever else may happen. But Gugelmin has now got himself a little bit tied up here behind Andre Ribeiro.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. Andre Ribeiro there, the LCI Lola Honda, he's certainly holding up Maurizio Gugelmin. The race leader, Alex Zanardi, pulled out a couple of seconds over the last few laps. I know Andre Ribeiro, a countryman, obviously, of Maurizio Gugelmin, both Brazilian drivers. Andre very frustrated with the performance of his Lola this weekend. We had a quick glance there. We seemed as if Gugelmin was diving down the inside. He does get through. Ribeiro lets him go through cleanly, and now Gugelmin can set his sights again on the race leader, but the gap that had come down little by little down to less than 2 seconds is now over 3 seconds again.
Zanardi looking good up front. It would be his first win of the season if he can hold it all together. 9 laps to go for the Italian, who started this season as the favourite, perhaps, with Jimmy Vasser taking the championship last year. But Zanardi putting in several race wins towards the end of the season and being really the pace setter towards the end of last year. Many people expected to come out and win the early races. Well, he hasn't done it so far. He led at Homestead, dropped back in the latter stages of the race. At Surfers Paradise he led as well, tangled with Paul Tracy, but fought back magnificently to finish in fourth position. But here at Long Beach, perhaps this is going to be Zanardi's first win of the season. He's still got to negotiate the final laps, and he's got to negotiate some of the back markers as well, which could still cause problems. And he's also got to watch out for the challenge from Maurizio Gugelmin. But Gugelmin also has to find his way past the slower cars. Zanardi's got the chance to get away ahead. Mark Blundell's just come into the pits, by the way. Blundell running in 11th place, but he's into the pits, so he's dropping down the order again. Just trying to see what happened to Mark Blundell. I'm watching out of the commentary box window to see, and he stalled it. He came into the pits. I couldn't see what they did, whether it was just a stop and go. It may have been a stop and go penalty, but he stalled it trying to come back out again. They had to put in the starter and get him off the track once again. So he's back out again now, but he's lost a fair bit of time, and he's not going to finish in the points, I think, now.
There goes Alex Zanardi. Oh, he's on board. There we are with Jildafaran.
Let's see what happened here, Jeremy. We didn't quite see what happened early. Locks up the right front. Oh, no, he just tapped the... Well, he made a mistake, basically. He locked the right front, whack into the tyre barrier on the outside. Those tyres all packed together with plastic wrapping. And poor old Jildafaran. Oh, dear, that is really so disappointing for him.
Just radioed in and said, we're in the tyre wall, and that was about all we got. Obviously a tough day for everybody. We've had a good car, and we didn't bring it home where we wanted to be.
You've got to feel like this place owes you something. 2 years in a row now where you've been such a strong contender.
Well, it is a pretty good racetrack for us, but no good if you can't finish, and obviously today we didn't do it, so we'll have to try again another year. Thanks, Derek.
So disappointing for Jildafaran. He's had a tough start to the season. He's going to take a bit of resolve and a bit of strength now, I think, Jeremy, to come back after what he's gone through over the last few races. Gilles is a very calm person, but he's got to be affected. His morale has to be affected now a bit by what's going on.
Well, he's certainly going to get his team owner all over him, that's for sure. You can tell from Derek Walker's voice he wasn't terribly impressed by that, although at that stage he probably hadn't seen the replay. But what a great shame for Derek Walker. You know, he's done a super job. It's a really good little team, a tight-knit team. Solid sponsorship there from Valvoline and Cummins. They have the change to the Honda engine program over the winter. Everything looking good for them, and boy, that's what 5 crashes in 3 races, and that is not what Derek Walker's pocketbook needs at this stage in the season.
No, they need a consistent run of finishes now, and perhaps Gilles the man to be able to put that together. He can certainly put in consistent finishes. We've seen it from him in the past, but if he needs it now as we move on through the championship with 3 rounds completed and really No points to speak of really very much after that. It's a disappointing time for Jildafaran. He did finish in 5th place in the last race in Surface Paradise, but Homestead, of course, was a disaster. Although that wasn't so much his fault. He was taken out by Dennis Vitola when he was leading the race. And disappointment here, which did, I have to say, look pretty much like his own mistake in the race to bash into the tyres. So, looking further down, Al-Unser Jr. in 4th place, Parker Johnston in 5th place. These positions were reversed last year. Johnston was running 2nd and Al-Unser was 3rd at the end of the race. And Parker said after the race, it was a great result for him to finish 2nd, but one of the most important things was actually to stay ahead of the king of Long Beach, Al-Unser Jr.
Yeah, the emperor of Long Beach, as he called him. 6 times a winner here, Al-Unser Jr. And, there is Parker Johnson all over the back of Al-Unser Jr. It's a great result for Parker Johnson. The small team he was with last year, the Bricks Comtech team, and they were running on a very small budget there. Motorola was their sponsor, but it really wasn't a top-line program in terms of a budget, certainly. There was a tremendous effort from Parker Johnson. There is Al-Unser Jr. getting past Patrick Carponcio, who keeps well out of the way there. Smart move by the rookie driver, and he enables that battle for 4th place to continue.
So this is, we've only got 4 laps to go now. This is a tremendous battle for the 4th position. It's Zanardi who leads by 3 seconds in the race from Maurizio Gugelmin. I don't think there's going to be much change there. Nor for 3rd place. We haven't seen much of 3rd place, man. It is Scott Pruitt. And with this result, of course, in terms of the championship, it'll be good for Scott Pruitt. He will take over the lead of the series with 3rd place if he stays there. But this the battle for 4th position that we're watching at the moment between Al-Unser Jr. and Parker Johnston. And Johnston's been looking competitive all afternoon. He hounded Mark Blundell, and now he's hounding Al-Unser Jr. as we have 3 laps to go.
Interesting stuff. Look at those back markers there. That's Pruitt wending his way through, isn't it? That's going to allow these two to close up here. We're in for a great race, I think, in these final couple of laps. They wave their way through these back markers. There's Paul Jasper, the rookie driver, who's had a few little scrapes. I think he'll certainly see Al-Unser Jr. in his mirrors. There he is. Good boy. Right out of the way. Lets the battle continue. Good move by Paul Jasper.
Yeah, very sensible. But look at Parker Johnston. Look how close he is now to the back of the Penske of Al-Unser Jr. He moves to the outside. He's trying for this outside move once again that he tried on Blundell. Oh, Unser squeezes him out a little bit there and doesn't give him the option of going through. And Johnston now finds himself racing against Al-Unser Jr. desperate for a good result after 2 non-finishes in the championship. Unser needs those points for 4th, and Parker Johnston is finding him a hard nut to crack as they go on with just 2 laps to go now.
Certainly Parker Johnson has been learning from his experience here behind Al-Unser Jr. There's a yellow flag out there, so Unser cannot go past the slower car there of PJ Jones. It was like Walter Sowers, I think, pulling off to the inside. Couldn't make the pass on PJ Jones. He'll have to do it when they get to the back straightaway. Parker Johnson now will try and get a run. Well, it's interesting there. Al-Unser Jr. leaves himself a little bit of space so he can get a good run off that corner, get onto the back straight so he's not held up. Or is he?
Look at this, so close. I can't believe that Parker Johnson can get any closer without actually hitting Unser. They've both got the car of PJ Jones ahead now. What's going to happen all side by side? Still Johnson can't find a way past, and Unser controlling that. He thought, well, there's no way I'm going to get past Jones here. He just had to control the pace there and make sure that Johnson didn't go past him. White flag signals the last lap of the race. Zanardi has already gone on to the final lap of the race. Gugelmin, Pruitt has gone through. We've got a yellow flag down at the end. Jourdain's in trouble down there. There's oil flag being shown, or slippery surface flag. There could have been an engine failure for somebody, and that makes life even more exciting as Unser gets the car a little bit twitchy under braking. Parker Johnson still keeps hounding him for this 4th place. He's only got about 1 mile to do it in though, and our leader is Alex Zanardi. Zanardi is going to come through to win his first race of the 1997 championship. He's going to win himself 21 points into the bargain for winning the most laps, leading the most laps as well. Alex Zanardi comes through to win the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach, his first win of the year, and that is just what he needed at this stage. 2nd place for Maurizio Gugelmin, 3rd place for Scott Pruitt, but who's going to be 4th? Is it going to be Junior or is it going to be Johnston? Here they come out of the final hairpin. Al-Unser Jr. I think is just going to sneak it. He's controlled this battle superbly, and the Emperor of Long Beach comes through this time to finish in 4th place. Parker Johnston is 5th, ahead of Brian Herter in 6th. Paul Tracy 7th, Raul Boesel in 8th, Jimmy Vasser in 9th, and Bobby Rahal in 10th place. Alex Zanardi punches the air in delight at last after 2 good races to start the year, which didn't quite work out for him. He wins his first race of the championship.
and deservedly so, as you say. We look at Scott Pruitt there, who will take over the championship lead. But just a beautiful day here in the sun in Long Beach, and a great drive once again from Alex Zanardi.
Yes, with the points there, Scott Pruitt scoring 14 points for his third place. He'll now lead the championship on 44, and Zanardi will move up into second on 40 points.
He wins. Number 17, Mauricio Gugelmin is second, 3.8.
The view overhead, you can just see the beach itself in the bottom left-hand corner of your picture. That stretches along down the coast here. But we've just come to the end of the third round of the series. It's been an interesting race, but for Alex Zanardi, his first win of the season, to add to the tally from last year when he took 3 victories with the Chip Ganassi team, and now he really gets his championship campaign properly underway after a difficult start to the season. In Homestead, he finished in 7th place. In Surfers Paradise, he finished in 4th place when it looked quite likely he was going to win it. But now he takes the win, and that's his 4th win of his career in just his 19th race. And perhaps more importantly, Jeremy, going 2nd place in the championship, just 4 points behind Scott Pruitt. And we've still got Andretti up there as well, of course, who had a tough day today. As ever, it's looking like a very closely fought championship.
Yes, it certainly is. An interesting race. Not a great race, perhaps, but certainly plenty of interest all the way through it, really. Mauricio Gugelmin, I think they're probably just settling for 2nd place. Alex Zanardi is always a difficult guy to get past, as Paul Tracy found out to his cost last week, of course. So 2nd place, that's great points for Mauricio Gugelmin, the Pac West team, the Hollywood Reynard Mercedes-Benz engine. Amazing, isn't it? Mercedes still without a win this year and last. Another one there for Honda. And in 3rd place, the Reynard Ford-powered car of Scott Pruitt. So once again, the variety there. 3 Firestone cars finishing at the front after Jildafaran's mistakes, and perhaps one in the pits as well by the crew. So not a great day for the Walker Racing team, but yeah, pretty interesting race all the way down the field.
Dario Franchitti sneaked into the points. He had a 12th place finish, and in fact ahead of Mark Blundell in the end, who did seem to have that stop-and-go penalty towards the end of the race and lost extra time because of it. So a little bit disappointing in the end, because Mark was running well up at one
Jack,
stage.
couldn't have been a better day. Zanardi did a great job up front. Target car did a good job. $5,000 for St. Jude's Hospital. We're pumped up. We're 3 points out of the lead.
A big day for Alex Zanardi, trying to make his way to victory lane. A donut at the end. We're going to go forward here and see if we can get a word with him right here. Alex, we're running out of time.
It looks like we're running out of sound as well by the looks of things. Rushing to try and get...
We're back. Trying to pandemonium here. Go ahead and leave it on, Alex. Congratulations, we're running out of time.
Thank you.
Tell us about the donut after the checkered flag. You did a donut down there in turn 1. What was that all about?
The crowd here were amazing, and I had to please them a little bit also. So this now is our, and nobody's going to steal it from us.
Now in Australia, a rumor went out that when you were out of racing, you told kind of as a joke that you drove a pizza truck. Let that one to rest here. That's not the case, was it?
I'm Italian, I eat a lot of pizza, but I don't drive a pizza truck.
I think that's a very good way to end victory lane here today, guys. Alex Zanardi, victorious here in Long Beach. Gentlemen?
So Alex Zanardi, the winner. And there you can see the point situation. Scott Pruitt indeed takes over the lead of the table. 44 points from Zanardi on 41. Michael Andretti 3rd on 35. Greg Moore failing to score, but Mauricio Gugelmin has moved up the order after his excellent 2nd place finish here today. And the Pac West team really going stronger and stronger now. They've got a good package together, the latest Reynard and the Mercedes engine. And we look forward to the next round of the series at Nazareth. So an absolutely glorious day, and as you say, Jeremy, perhaps not the most classic race on the street circuit here, but an interesting one nonetheless. And Zanardi now really begins his championship campaign.
Yeah, I think we're building in for a fantastic championship. I think next weekend, Michael Andretti, his home race, the Penske team is based just around the corner from there. We're in for a fantastic race at Nazareth and a great season ahead of us.
So that's it from Eurosport from Long Beach. And we thank you for your company over the weekend so far. From Ben Edwards and Jeremy Shaw, we look forward to you joining us again in Nazareth in 2 weeks' time. We're going oval racing. I hope you can be there with us. Bye-bye.